Hey, so I'm back with another installment. Thank you for the feedback that you gave me. So here we go. I was planning our trip from Nairobi to Dar es Salaam in Tanzania. Okay, it was not a real solid plan. The afternoon I got the yellow certificates for the children. I was not sure that I was going to leave, but in my head I had planned, or should I say I had the inkling that we could travel anytime, and I had just put away clothes, packed 3 rucksacks already, in case we get a chance to travel, we could travel. But at the time, actually, the chance to travel was to travel back to the coast where we had come from. So after I got the yellow fever certificates, it's like I had this conviction: leave. You need to leave Kenya now. So I go back home. No, before I went back home, I went to look for buses. The route, the buses that ply the route, the ones that I knew at the time, they were fully booked. I needed another day, another 24 hours before getting places in the bus. So I thought, no, I don't have 24 hours. Like, I felt it was an emergency for me to leave. And remember, by this time, I'm still feeling threatened. I am replaying phone calls that had been made previously, telling me that the person on the other end said they could come for me wherever I was. So I was not feeling safe. In fact, Nairobi was the last place I wanted to be. So I asked what other bus company plies the route, and I was referred to Kidia One. So I went to Kidia One, and I think they only had the back seats left. I booked, went back home. I tell the kids we are traveling. They are excited. They're like, Mom, does it have to be now? And I was like, yes, we're leaving now. So remember, I'd packed 3 rucksacks. So it was just a few things I needed to throw in, take our passports and leave. But in the rush, I forget the yellow certificates, which I did not realize until we got to the Kenya-Tanzania border at Namanga, where I was asked for the yellow fever certificates, which is a requirement of crossing the border, crossing into Tanzania, and I didn't have them. We spent an hour, me looking for them, immigration officer, health officer at the border telling me there is no way I'm going without the certificate. Eventually he told me I could just pay for 2 and they give me all the certificates, and I was like, no, but I'm sure I have the kids. And then I have the certificates. Then he asked, don't you even have a picture? I had not taken a picture. They were brand new. I had gotten them that afternoon. And then it was a few minutes to midnight. So even the person who had helped me, the person who I was with while I had them, who had kept them for me, was asleep by that time. I actually tried calling. It was too late. So the guy told me, maybe you could just go to the immigration officer, state your case, they will probably just let you pass. And I was like, okay. I went, explained, and the guy was like, do you have yours? I had mine. Then he was like, it's fine, just fill up the paperwork and then I'll let you go. So while after filling the paperwork, I go back, and the guy who tells me that it's okay has left the desk. So this other guy I find tells me he needs the certificate. Your colleague had said it's okay to just show the one. Then he asked me for the birth certificates, which by now I'm hyperventilating, hoping I had them, which I did. I show him, and everything is done. cross the border. Now, I had not bought any snacks or drinks because in my hurry to get home, then get out to get to the bus in good time, I had not bought anything. But I was also assuming it was 2 hours to the border, that when we get to the border, there are many shops and people selling all sorts of foods and drinks I'd be able to buy. Now we've gotten this mishap of missing yellow fever certificates. I was unable to shop for anything because now the bus is waiting for me. Everybody settled in, they're waiting for me. So I was not able to buy anything for the kids. Poor kids. They went on a forced fasting period because we only got something to eat. The bus did not stop anywhere till morning. And just before maybe an hour before it stopped, that's when they gave us water, some biscuits, and I think, was it juice or soda? Luckily, it was at night, the kids had slept. So no one was like, "Mommy, I'm hungry," or anything. So anyway, when it stopped, I also just bought proper food. And I guess it was also early in the morning. They were not really hungry. They ate later. So we get to Dar es Salaam at lunchtime, probably 1 p.m. And I didn't have any pre-planned accommodation because, I mean, I've done this route many times. I just knew we were going to figure it out. So we arrive, and at the bus station, I asked someone to direct me to any available accommodation. At the time, I was just thinking maybe for day one, we sleep wherever we can sleep. And that night or that evening before the next day, then I'm going to look at accommodation places or Airbnb or something and move. So I quickly learned for these hotels, they just do like a single bed. Before I got somewhere where they had 2 beds in one room, or I had gone round. And then if it's 2 beds, it's 2 single beds. Like, luckily I had kids. It's 2 single beds. 2 adults cannot sleep on that bed, but the kids could share. So the kids had 1 bed. They shared like on the 2 beds, two kids on 1 bed, and then I took an extra room for myself. We spent the night. As we're checking out, they tell us the cost was inclusive of breakfast, and we take away the breakfast. Destination, the beach. We love the beach. I knew one way or another my mind will be at ease when I'm at the beach. So we go to Coco Beach and we spend the day there. We eat. In the evening, I call another Uber. We head to, I asked the guy, where would you recommend that we sleep? And he asked me my budget. I tell him, he takes me somewhere. I was actually happy because the room had 1 single bed and then a double decker that was big. So we could all sleep under the same roof. That was a big plus for me. I was happy. We sleep, but somewhere around 3 a.m., I start hearing these vibrations, and there's this loud music, and we couldn't sleep again till morning. So definitely we're not gonna stay there. So I realized as we are leaving, next door there was a club. So as we are leaving, I tell the Uber driver, I need you to take me to a proper hotel, and I need to be in a place, you can see I have children, I need to be in a place where it's secure, where we have good space. So he takes me to, I think it was a 3-star hotel called Chichi Hotel, somewhere, I don't know what part it is of Dar es Salaam, but anyway, we go to Chichi Hotel, and finally we get to a nice hotel. It was nice compared to, I think, what we had used before was more of a lodging. It was very basic. So this is a proper hotel, spacious. Kids could play in the room. The rooms were really big. There were 2 big beds, Then I asked them if they have a single bed, they could include it, or like we have an extra mattress. I was okay with that. There was air conditioning, there was Wi-Fi. We had a nice view of the city from wherever we were. And it was also not too far from the beach. We took a tuk-tuk to the beach every day. We stayed there for 2 weeks. So this time our routine was we would go for breakfast. If I feel convicted that they need to do any sort of schoolwork, we would do something little. I really did not want to get into books. I thought I just want them to relax. I wanted them to relax, and I really didn't have a plan what we were gonna do, where we were headed, or what the plan was. Like, yes, we're in Tanzania, then what next? At the time, I didn't even want to tell anybody where I was. The kind friend who had hosted me, I only told her I was in Tanzania, I think the next day, 2 days later. And you have to understand, because I was feeling threatened, not feeling secure. I had sort of started being paranoid, and I was like, I have to be sure what I say to whom, because I don't know who is speaking to who. Now I think about it and laugh, but at the time I was feeling really scared. So I didn't want to have any conversation with anybody about where I was, what I was doing. But I had one friend who lives in Maputo who I told, we'll be coming to Maputo. She had always given me an open invitation, like to go if I wanted to go start out there. But that seemed like a far off dream. So I called her and told her, I think it's time, we're coming to Maputo. I'm with the kids. And I told her what was happening, and she thought I was crazy. Like, it's fine, I'll be waiting for you, just let me know when you arrive. I was like, anyway, at the moment I'm in Tanzania. Let me see how this goes. I will let you know when I'm ready. So that's how we stay in in Dar es Salaam for 2 weeks. Chichi Hotel. And then what happened was I lost my SIM card, and everything came to a screeching halt, literally, because I didn't have money. My only access to money was using my ATM card, the one ATM card, meaning now I could not pay for anything, not accommodation or food, nothing. So as I'm thinking what to do, I get the idea, maybe we should just check out, go to a cheaper place now that money is not guaranteed. But one friend, how did this happen? I think I posted on Facebook, it sucks to lose your ATM card in foreign land, because I actually went to, my bank has a bank branch, actually a big bank in Dar es Salaam. So I go to the bank and tell them I have misplaced my card. How can you help me? Because I'm not going to Kenya, I'm actually still traveling. And they're like, they can help me. It has to be the issuing branch that is the only one that can replace your card. And I'm like, okay. Yes, the other thing was, when I tried internet banking, for some reason I kept getting an error. Yes, because I could not even access the account via internet banking. So after posting on Facebook, this friend, she lives in Europe, she comes to my inbox and asks me what's happening, and I tell her. She tells me, I know someone in Dar es Salaam, but at the moment I can send you this amount of money. She sent me money. Luckily, I had access to mobile money. Actually, at the time, I didn't know. I was a bit ignorant. I didn't know at the time that I could use my mobile money to get money from TZ mobile money without using the bank. Because when she sent me the money, I was still thinking at the time what I would have done if I had mobile money. I needed to send it to my bank account so that I can use my ATM card to draw the money. Long winded route to get money, and also very expensive, because mobile money, I think even the exchange rate was better and it was quicker because there are agents everywhere. It's only one bank that seemed to work with my card. The rest had no, the others actually worked, but they had this ridiculous amount of charges. About, if I remember, it was like $50 per transaction. It was just ridiculous. I can't remember. But anyway, I find out that I can use mobile money, my Kenya mobile money to TZ mobile money, which worked perfectly. So I get the money. But as I get the money, I'm like, this money has been gifted to me. I still need my access to my account, since everything TZ Dar es Salaam is very hot, so everything from the water you drink, as in everything, I had to pay for everything. So anyway, I arrived at a decision to just check out of Chichi Hotel and go to a cheaper place, and life taught me some humility, because we check out, we go to a cheaper place, check in, and I ran out of money completely. With my kids, we need to pay for accommodation, we need to eat, and I had no money. I'll stop here. So this is to remind you, if you have to cross borders to save yourself and the children, women, do it. No shame, just do it. Save yourself first. Then you can see how else, or how life will move forward after that. There is no shame in it. Get people, talk to people who understand what you're going through. Those who are not for you, forget them, block them, don't give them access to you. Save yourself from toxicity, toxic marriages, toxic relationships. Just save yourself. See you with the next installment.